We do not know of any other case in the Caribbean where a government, in financing an aspect of its public sector investment program, borrowed money from a bank, a commercial bank in Guyana, and also an indigenous commercial bank. The sum is $2.2 million US, about $6 million EC. The terms are quite reasonable, 7 years, the life of the loan, the repayment period, 5% interest, and given the elevation of interest rates, globally and regionally, it's a good interest rate. And this is for the purchase of 50 houses from Duraville Homes, Guyana Incorporated. And the doors were opened to the Demerara Bank Limited and to Duraville by His Excellency the President of Guyana, Irfan Ali. And once the doors had been opened, he and I had preliminary discussions, and he spoke to the bank, he spoke to Duraville, and the requisite arrangements were made. The Deputy Prime Minister led a delegation, which included Dr. Brewster and the relevant public officials, to Guyana to see the Duraville homes, and they were the guests of the government of Guyana. And then subsequently, I went to Guyana from Brazil with the President, again as a guest of the government of Guyana, and I went to Duraville Homes, and I went to the bank and met the officials at the bank, including the general manager. Now, Duraville is putting together the houses, the prefab houses of good quality and good price. I wouldn't be surprised if the prices quote for us may be reduced a little, because the President himself is going to have a conversation with Duraville. I spoke to him yesterday on that very question, and we'll talk more when we meet in Argentina over the, we're going there for the CELAC meeting on Monday. We'll talk more. I leave on Saturday in order to get to Buenos Aires to be at the meeting. And he was also helpful in ensuring that we got reasonable terms, competitive terms from the bank, so that Duraville, employing workers from Guyana and other places too, Guyana Hardwood, Green Hat, the financing is done by a bank from Guyana. We are getting, the government of St. Vincent is getting reasonable terms to help speedily rebuild homes destroyed by La Soufriere eruptions in April 2021. And workers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are going to get a transfer of skills, because Duraville is going to send persons here to help them, to show them in respect of the assemblage of these houses, so that if, as I suspect, this enterprise is successful, they will be able to do them, in a sense, by themselves. In any case, we have to employ local workers to do the base and to do the assemblage under the guidance of those who are coming up from Duraville. And the people whose housing situation is very suboptimal because of La Soufriere eruptions, they will be getting houses. This is integration in practice, a very important dynamic form of integration. And these are some of the ways in which we will have to proceed in the future.
This is here a situation where the people of St. Vincent was displaced by many tragedies, and I was fortunate when I landed last night. I got to the hotel, put down my bags, and I headed to the Prime Minister's book opening, and I was very touched by his words and sentiments and his feelings towards his people. You can see that genuineness to help the people of St. Vincent. And the Prime Minister mentioned a few words, and one is solidarity. And Prime Minister, I think it is our pleasure, Demerara Bank's pleasure, while we are an indigenous bank in Guyana, but it was built on the foundation that we help to uplift the lives of our people, our families, not just Guyanese, but as I've indicated in my start of my speech, that Caribbean is our family. I would like to confirm that the terms are very concessional. If you look at the rising interest rate environment, even from multilateral lending institutions, they're north of 7%, plus other costs to negotiate that lending. And we have said to our president, we are waiving all costs, all charges, even legal costs the bank has taken upon itself to draft these documents, and we will stand that cost. The terms, as the Prime Minister indicated, is 5% on a reducing balance. So as the government pays for the term of which we have agreed on, the interest goes down consecutively thereafter. And we would like to see, Prime Minister, how else we can collaborate to help each other. How else can even the people of St. Vincent, we use the skills, the techniques, and the technical experience you have developed here in Guyana